Hello everybody again, and thanks for joining another video. Today I am going to fulfill a VR promise to John at Nerding Out with Cards. A few days ago he showed some Ozzie Smith cards. If you like Ozzie Smith, if you like cool cards, oddball cards, go check that out over at John and Nerding Out with Cards. But he's got, what was it, John? It was 840 something different Ozzie Smith playing day cards. Wow, it's fantastic. So I told him that I was going to do the same thing, and we can kind of share our Ozzie Smith collection in this format and share it with you guys as well who are watching. So if you like to, maybe you're not a big Ozzie Smith fan, but if you just want to see some cool cards that are out there, or that were out there, and I guess they still are, mostly back in the 80s and some in the 90s, is the ones that I am going to show you. Ozzie Smith played from 1979 through 1996, and during that time was really the big boom, the junk wax era. Everybody had cards, not just the primary manufacturers, and you can get cards from all corners of the earth. And that's really where you get a lot of those oddball cards, those food cards, cards from True Value Hardware or whatever, right? Which I personally think are some of the coolest cards that came out during that period of time. They have a lot of them have some great photos. A lot of them have some combos. They're not really combo cards, but they came out with cards that were connected together in some fashion, right? Or because those smaller manufacturers, or those releases, if you will, which were typically produced by larger manufacturers like Topps, wanted to get those cards out there. They wanted people to buy them, so they made them a little special. But those are some of the coolest cards that were available. So I'm going to show you some of those. I might pull out a few of the mainstream cards too, depending on what I feel like when I get to the page. I've got no set plan here. I'm just going to start flipping pages in my binder, and whenever I see something, I'm going to show it. So we'll get started. Start off with, so back in the mid '80s, the Donruss, and John mentioned this on his channels too. Well, Donruss had a whole bunch of different kind of cards with their '85 Donruss set, and this is a big version of the Ozzie Smith All Star. Is it All Star? I don't think it's not an All Star, but it's a big version of Ozzie Smith's 1985 card. It's not the same pictures as on his regular issue '85. But it's kind of cool. It's got his nice shot of him swinging a bat and inset there of his headshot. So that's kind of cool. If you bear with me, I'm going to put these back in as I'm going along, so I don't forget where they go. So that's that. Let's keep going. Oh, John showed this. So John had, and I'm going to show this as well. There's a nice photo of that. So this was out of when you back in the '80s. They had those price guides, right? And they would often stick cards in those price guides, again, to entice people to buy the guide, right? So you have all these cards, and this came out of the Sports Card Review and Value line. At least that's what's on here. So Prime Picks is what they labeled their cards at. But there's an Ozzie Smith there, along with Donnie Baseball, Robin Ventura. And then you can see on the flip side, you've got Jaromir Jagr, Mitch Richmond, and Ronnie Lott. So this came in the middle of the magazine. All you had to do was pull the staples out, and you just pop this right back out. So I'm gonna put that back in later. It's a little tougher, and you pop that out. So I got that. Let's see here. Always thought this was a cool card too. This is. What is this card? The Cola collection. Is it Barry Cola? I think he was the photographer back then. But it's called Bookmarkers, designed by Terry Smith Creations. So it's a little cool vertical, a little longer card. Nice shot of him there, leaning on his bat in the dugout. So these are my wife's cards. So I'm not going to take credit for collecting these, although I'm a big Ozzie Smith fan. But my wife gets into the collecting, and this is her entire binder. I have this big old fat binder here of cards, and trust me, they're not all Ozzie, but some of her favorite players. I'm flipping past the Molina cards. I'm flipping past the McGuire cards, and then we're getting to the Ozzie Smith cards. So let's see what we got here. I always thought these were cool. I found these little top scratch-offs. You see Ozzie Smith there in San Diego Padres outfit. You get these unlicensed publishers, and this photograph by Scott Cunningham. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. And my guess is that Scott Cunningham probably handed these out as samples. So you look on the back of these. These photographs can be purchased in sizes 5x7 and 8x10. So he's probably at some card show or something like that, and setting up a table trying to sell his larger photographs of Ozzie Smith and probably a number of other players. So I'm just going to show this card. This is a mainstream issue card, but one of my favorite sets in the '80s. One of my favorite shots ever on a baseball card. 1983 Topps Ozzie Smith. I just love this shot. Let's see. Oh, we got the 7-Eleven coins. Got that in a little thing. It's kind of hard to see in a little packet there. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. Him swinging. There's his headshot there. These things came out in 1984, and they were on the bottom of Slurpee cups. So you go into 7-Eleven, you get a cup, and these things would be on the bottom of the cup. So you get your little Slurpee, and you'll pull a little plastic cover over, a cardboard cover off of it, and you get your coin there. So that's cool there. Topps Cereal Series. All right. I always like these cards too as well. So this, and I talked about this before on another video. I have a Pete Rose of '87, but this is an '84 All-Star Set Collector's Edition. These things, and I don't know if I ever did it, but if I'm not mistaken, if I'm mistaken, you guys can correct me in the comments. But you would send in for these things through Topps. I don't know if there was, get so many points or something like that out of a pack or whatever the case is. But you send those in, and they send you maybe one card or a whole pack of cards. I can't remember what it was, but they had the All-Star Set Collector's Edition. And they also had the Commemorative Edition. So, but I always liked those cards. I always thought the photography was fantastic on those cards. So, here we go. So here's a great example. Let me pull this. Let me pull that one back out. So you had the Topps Cereal Series. We saw that, right? And again, Topps is the one that manufactured it for. It doesn't even say what series or what cereal it is. Sometimes they do on cards. But then you got the Ralston Purina Company. I think that that one there, and they got the same photo. So Topps just used the same photo for those things. But again, it was just one more way back in the mid '80s for Topps to distribute their product, their cards, their photos, and they probably sign agreements with Ralston Purina and get their cars out there. And who knows how Ralston would distribute that, dog food or whatever, right? Mail in, it was all kinds of different things. So, another example of that is True Value, right? There you go. Go to True Value. They probably had these. Who knows? They probably had these giveaways, landed there on the counter or something like that. So here's another one of those. This is an '86 collector set. Great shot there. Him swinging the bat. So he wanted to show this one also because. So if you look at John showed this, right? A little paper photo, some stats, got some French writing on it. But what this actually is, it's a set of at least 5. I don't know how many there are, but there's at least 5 because this one's number 5. But this is a booklet. So there you got Gary Carter, Ozzie Smith, Mike Schmidt, Ryan Sandberg, Keith Hernandez on one side. And then on the other side, Gooden, Raines, Darryl Strawberry, my man Willie McGee, and R.J. Reynolds, who seems kind of out of place on this list. Well, I guess maybe for those of you who aren't Cardinal fans, McGee would be out of place as well. So you got that. That's pretty cool. And it's French, so I don't know. It says General Mills on it. So, again, maybe it was a French General Mills, right? So, another one of these unlicensed photograph cards. This is Indiana Blue Sox. Card 37 of 60. So, nice little shot there of him. Let's see here. You know, these cards probably don't get enough love. It's certainly not for me. Sports Flicks. If I can do this. Ozzie Smith, Hubie Brooks, and Shawan Dunston. These are always cool. Probably not appreciated enough. Again, I'll put myself in that category, in that group. There's Ozzie Smith's card. We're looking at the '87 Sports Flicks. I mean, that's just cool. Probably a little too much of a niche for your average collector. But somebody out there somewhere has stacks of those sports clips. You know they do. Or sports flicks. You know they do. Donruss. You know, back in the late '80s, again, Donruss seemed to be always inventive with what they put in their packs. We all know the puzzle, right? They had these pop-ups. Cool little thing. I don't think I ever popped any of them up, but neat to have there. Those great. Again, back in the '80s, Fleer did a fantastic job of creating some really, really nice combo cards. When I say nice, I mean putting good players or all stars or future Hall of Famers on the same card. They really did a great job. So if you haven't gone back and looked at those in a while, go take a look at those and see if any of those tickle your fancy. You might like what you see there. Fleer expanding their their product line in any way they can. This is an '88 award winners. This is probably something that came in a little box set, right? Who knows, something like that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Again, I'm gonna harp on this. I'm going back to this All-Star Collector set. These things are just great cards. Underrated. I need to have more in my collection. And undoubtedly you can buy them dirt cheap. So let's see what else we got here. Here we go. Again, probably something that came out of another little box set. KB Toy Hobby. Here's a card I always thought was great. You can tell I'm drawn to the action shots, right? So Score came on the scene in 1988. I'll be honest with you, I like Score cards, early Score cards. They always had some great photography. I think the design is really great. The 88s and the 89s, the 90s. Some of my favorite sets from that era are Score. Score had this set. And I don't know if this came. I don't know how this came. Maybe I want to say it might have come within the factory sets, but these Score Masters. This is card 27. I don't think there's much more than that in this particular set, but again, more great photography there. Let's see what else you got here, or what else I have here. Collectabooks. Again, these came. I know these came in like a little box. You pulled them out, and you had, I don't know, 10 of them in or whatever. And you open these little books up. Ozzie Smith says, "I may not drive in 100 runs each year, but I can prevent 100 runs from scoring against us." Truer words never spoken, right there. Right, and it's a book. It's literally a book. So, it's got pages in it. So, it's got his, personal stats, when he was born and all that kind of stuff. It's got his personal story there. And that's kind of cool, right? And then, of course, it's got his career stats in there as well. A little cartoon thing. One of the best defensive shortstops in the game. Ozzie set a major league record for most assists with 621 in 1980. A little cartoon character on the back of that. So that's a pretty cool little thing. And again, it all depends on what you're looking for in a card. I mean, if you just want something neat and interesting to collect, you could probably pick that up for a quarter. It's in somebody's quarter box somewhere, right? Oh. Donruss Learning Series. Again, one more way for these manufacturers just to get their cards out. Who knows where this thing was distributed? Maybe in libraries or something like that. So this is another set that I always just love. The simplicity of it, the the colors that's on it. Is the 1990 Post set. I just always loved the look of this design. You got the Post up in the little corner. You got Major League Baseball logo up in the other corner. They're not big. They're not taking over the visual aspect of the card. Just a great card. Just a great design. Nice colors. Nothing complicated. So, complicated or unnecessary. So KB, not a bad design on front. I like the red, which matches the team colors of the Cardinals. KB Kings. Is that Kings? Yeah. KB Kings. But on the back, purple on white stripes. I don't know. You know? Who knows? Purple on white stripes. The Kmart card. I want you to know. You know, it's just. My man Ozzie making a play. Up in the air. There you go, man. What else we got going on here? Working into the 90s now. Here we go. This is a French Post, 1991 French Post. Not terrible, but you see how big that, you know, his name space is in the photo. It's just not like the 90 Post, regular Post. Back's not bad. Pretty similar to what we saw in the 1990 Post, but this is a 1991 Post, and again, it's French. So, I don't know. Let me see here. I don't even know what this is. An odd thing. Again, another unlicensed card. This is a drawing. Again, this is probably from what says Sports Arts Images. So again, this is probably just another sample card that they gave away at card shows or wherever Sports Arts Images did their business, and trying to sell the larger photos. Back says, Wizard of Oz has been acclaimed by many of the greatest feeling shortstops. He has won more Gold Gloves than any of their shortstop, winning 10 straight. It's just a blank back promo. I'll tell you, you know, the smaller drawings of him look great. The bigger one in the center, not really a good likeness. I do love the Busch Stadium and the arch in the back. So if you're not familiar with Busch Stadium 2, not the one that's up now. The one that's up now was built in 1996. Yeah, 1996. Maybe that's wrong. But this was Busch Stadium 2 before that replaced, and 2006. But it was cool. It was one of those cookie cutter parks, like Three River Stadium and the vet in Philadelphia, where they did all kinds of stuff in those parks, played football, whatnot. But they had Busch Stadium had these arches. Oh, here. Busch Stadium would have these arches around the top rim, and it was always a very unique aspect of the park. And of course, you know, they did it to mimic the Gateway Arch here in town. So let's see what else I got. What else do I have? Again, another example of your ability to buy cards anywhere. French's 1992 French's. They put this set out, and this, it says it on the back here. 18 cards in this set. I think he just mailed away for it, and the French's would send you the pack of cards. I think I have an unopened pack of these things, but pretty cool. All Stars, 18 of them. So, you know, one from each league. But this particular one, shortstops, Ozzie and Cal. Can't go wrong there, can you? Let's see. Another French card. Diet Pepsi. This was I gotta take my glasses off so I can read it. I'm trying to see if it was manufactured by Topps or whomever, but well, it doesn't make it doesn't say. But Diet Pepsi card. Nice photo on there. It's hard to tell who's plowing into it at home plate. A great photo. And it's French also, so French Diet Pepsi. So let's see here. Trying to read. So this is a cool card. Team Pinnacle. So Pinnacle put that. This is 1992, I think, right? Yeah, I think it has. Yeah, 92. Team Pinnacle. This is a subset. Really nice photo. It's almost like a drawing of Ozzie. But it's cards 7 to 10. But what they did is they had player on the back also. And this particular one has Pat Listash, who I believe was Rookie of the Year that year. Some Brewer fan can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Here's another set that I have, and I know I've got some unopened packs of these things. This is just one of my favorite oddball slash, it's not a food set ever. And I'm not usually a fan of, as we talked about on the back here in the post, I'm not usually a fan of over-designed cards. I like more of the simple cards, right? Now I don't mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be edge-to-edge photo or anything like that. I like nice borders, and as long as it makes sense for the design of the card. This card, on the other hand, doesn't fit that criteria, I don't think. But I just have always loved this design. This is a 1992 Procter & Gamble All-Star cards. You can see down here, it's got the 1992 All-Star Game logo, which was played in San Diego that year. And so Procter & Gamble put these out in commemoration of the All-Star Game. And I don't know, you mailed in something, right? And they sent you these cards, and there's 18 of them. And the National League is a red star on a green background, and the American League is, I forget, blue and purple or something like that. I don't know. I forget what it is. But these are just cool looking cards. And it's 1992. It's got all the players you would think should be on there. They're in that set. So it's just a super cool card. Again, Score doing another fantastic job. Cooperstown card, 1992. Just a nice looking card there. Score, I think, is underrated. I don't know. Who knows? But I've always liked them. But you never hear much about them. This is kind of Topps Kids, right? Probably gave them away who knows where, right? Topps Kids cards. Or maybe they were in packs. I don't know. 1992. I didn't really think Ozzie had those kind of muscles, but, you know, guess we're trying to tell the kids that he does. And, you know, his big head photoshopped on his, well, that's not Photoshop, but, you know, superimposed upon his body. He's got some muscles. What does it say on the back? Talks about his gold gloves. Try this chuckler out with your friends. What position did the vampire play on the baseball team? Bat boy. There you go. So there's the back of it. Little cartoons, little, you know, information. Bat boy. So Topps Kids. Let's see here what we got going on here. See, this is another set too. You know, I told you guys I'm a set builder at heart. One of these days I'm gonna put this set together. Back in the day, 30 years ago, it was way too expensive for me. But I'm gonna do it now. I've always liked that set though. 93 Finest, if you're asking. Let's see here. What is it? Oh, this is the Upper Deck. So the Wizard, you know, they had the little cartoon. Was he frying a cat or something like that? Oh, it's the baseball. That makes sense. Cat. I don't know. So what else we got going on here? Oh, it's been a half an hour. Hey, if you're still here, thanks. Appreciate you hanging out. It's been 30 minutes, so we got a little more to go. I'll try to hurry it up. The Investor's Journal. Again, card number 41. I don't know. I guess the Investor's Journal decided they wanted to produce cards. It doesn't say who it's produced by. Photo. Oh, yeah, it does. Photo by Branyan Publishing, 1993 Investor's Journal. Well, there you go. Investor's Journal decided they wanted to put their own cards out. Why not? That's what happened in the 90s, right? Everyone put their own cards out. So, this is a cool card, too. What is this? MBC. I don't know what this is, but a little caricature. I'm sorry, caricature. A little like a drawing of Ozzie. Now, see, this is simple, right? This is not over designed. It's got some stuff going on, you know, but it's no, and it's just got the stats on the back. But it's not bad. You can tell I'm not a fan of all this, you know, refractor, rainbow, you know, kaleidoscope version of cards or whatever they got going on nowadays. 1993 Post. Another French Post card, but this is you can pull the tab up, and I guess it pops up. So here's the front of it there. Right, it's got that little tab on top. Still in the wrapper, but if you see, you can kind of get an idea of what happens. And it pops up, so so the card could be on like a little stand, right? That's actually kind of cool. All right, again, you know, one more way. All right, I'll try to get moving, guys. Let's see here. Another cool set, mainstream but cool. The black gold set from Topps 1993. Just, again, not something I would normally like. I mean, if you know me, which you don't, not very well at least, you would say, "Oh, Jerry's not gonna like that card. Too much going on, too much shine and sheen and bling and blang." But I do like that card. I do like the design of that card. Let's see here. We're almost there. Well, almost there. Now we're getting into the 90s. Now we're gonna kind of getting out of the oddball stuff. At least what I have in my collection. The rest of it's more mainstream, right? These are always terrible cards. The Denny's hologram. We all remember these things, right? And the holograms just never seem to work. I don't know. Yeah. Who published this? Who put it? Pinnacle. Yeah. So that says right there in the front of the damn card. Pinnacle. Whoops, sorry guys. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. Gotta love these cards. Ozzie doing the flip. Let's see here. Yeah. I think we're there, guys. I think we're there. Let me just get back here. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around. And those are some of my Ozzie Smith cards. Have a great day.